Tonight's game is presented to you in parts by the Frankfurt Eagles, Post 976. They are people helping people. By Day and Genda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By the healthy communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice.
By Fiberhawk, fast, affordable Fiberhawk.
By the Farmers Bank, where you don't have to be a farmer to be a farmer. Let's grow. By the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. And by Tornado Roofing, specializing in residential and commercial roofing and repair. Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome here on the ISC Sports Network. It is the Clinton County Volleyball Alumni Tournament. I believe this is year number 4 for this tournament.
I believe so.
Here at Case Arena, John Milhon Court. Game 1 today will feature the Frankfurt Hot Dog Alumni versus the Clinton Central Bulldogs. Joined by Laura Archibald, I'm Sean Walker. We appreciate you spending your Sunday afternoon with us here as we're about 10 seconds away, hopefully from first serve for today's matchup. A little curveball thrown our way, Laura, as viewers at home will notice that there are no numbers on the back of these shirts, so that's going to make it a little tough for us here today so hopefully we call people by the correct names, but give us a little grace if we don't.
And they've all changed since they were in high school, right?
Absolutely.
So if we get it wrong, maybe no one at home will notice either. So
again, I think this is year number 4 for this tournament. They've played most of the years here at Frankfurt. I know there was a year at Clinton Prairie as well. And we've seen various teams win the tournament over the years. I remember Clinton Prairie was victorious. Rossville was victorious.
Has been. Frankfurt has been.
I think Clinton Central is the only one missing a title at this point in time.
I think you're right. So maybe this will be their year.
They get some team photos here in front of the nets, and there's a good look at the Frankfurt Hot Dog alumni as well as the Clinton Central squad. For the Central Bulldogs today, they will be represented by Ashley Kreider, Samantha Kreider, Kendall Davison, Brandy Dunn, Damaris Crum-Gonzalez, Haley McCoy, Merle Pickett, Avery Barrett-Russell, Terry Ann Watkins-Shunot, E.B. Simmons, Sydney Unger-Stover, and Kennedy Turner. Now, not all of those players were able to participate today. A lot of them signed up and then for whatever reason were unable to make it, but wanted to at least give you the alumni list of what was available this year for the Clinton Central Bulldogs. On the other side for the Frankfurt Hot Dogs, a few names that won't be playing, and we'll start with head coach Kia Rushton. Kia Ewing is her maiden name was when she played here for the Frankfurt Hot Dogs. Her sister, Macy Ewing Matthews, I think is actually going to take the floor a little bit today. Looks like she's ready to play. They'll also have Emily Michael, Tanya Olivas, Jacinda Perry, Chloe Roberts, Emily Cunningham Shire, and Allison and Ashley Timmons.
And those two we would definitely not get right without numbers, Sean. So,
looking at the Frankfurt roster, they've got some players that aren't that far removed from their playing days, in Chloe Roberts, Allison, and Ashley Timmons both. Tanya Olivas and Jacinda Perry have looked good during warm-ups here.
They definitely, I think, have youth on their side here tonight.
Where on the other side, the most recent player to play would be Kendall Davison, a 2022 graduate. But a lot of 12s, 14s, 16s make up that roster, and even further back than that. So
that's okay. That's experience. That's what they're looking at today.
We'll see if the old dogs can teach the new dogs some tricks. As Clinton Central starts out with the serve, the first spike of the tournament is wide of the court. And that'll put the Hot Dogs on the board first. Early substitution here is Coach Rushton. We'll see her and her actual Hot Dogs in action very soon here on the ISC Sports Network as our season. I can't believe it's so close.
It is, and it's been odd because of school starting so early this year, them not being able to start official practices till August 1st. Those days of 2 weeks of two-a-days are gone, right?
Yeah.
And so really these varsity coaches are getting very little practice time with their teams compared to in the past before that first match.
Frankfurt has a 2-0 lead now early on in this one, and that one just outside of the line. Make that 3-0 Frankfurt here. A handful of fans that came to take in today's festivities. It's always fun on a Sunday afternoon. You come out. It's very inexpensive entry fees.
And fun, right?
Yeah, and fun. Get to see some names of yesterday.
And a lot of these players on all the teams help coach also. So I think it's fun. The kids that they're coaching can come out and watch them in action too. Give them a little critique when they get back to the gym.
Absolutely. Early on for the Hot Dogs, it's been Oliva. She has been very active. Tanya looks like she could just suit right up and play again. I mean, she's doing it right now.
Yeah,
she's just ready to roll. Information system analyst for IU Health. She also is an assistant coach with Frankfort Volleyball. So been able to stay around the game, to your point a moment ago about many of them coaching.
Yeah, it makes a difference. If you got your hands on the ball every day, even if you're not playing, it makes a huge difference. And that's what I love about volleyball. It's a game you can play. You know, I played it well into my 40s. It's a good, fun game that you can play for years to come.
So you just quit playing yesterday then is what you're telling me?
Yeah, the day before.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you, Frankfort took that first point off the serve from Clinton Central. Made their own adjustment and rotation, brought in a server, and rattled off 6 more points straight here.
Yeah.
Davison can't quite get that one over the net. Another point for the Hot Dogs, and it's 8-0 early.
Bulldogs just need to get this serve back. Sometimes it's hard just to break that.
Chloe Roberts back at the service line and looking like a serve specialist. I don't know how affiliated she is with the Frankfort program, but it might be a good play for Kia to bring her in and have her serve to the Hot Dogs on returns because she's rattling them off right now.
Hey, there's a lot of players I think Kia might just steal for a play or two. Give her a little depth to her bench. Central just struggling a little bit on defense and passing. I think they can get those two things hammered out. They'll be okay.
And there we go. Clinton Central finally breaks the 0 score. They get on the board with 9-1 now. Bulldogs, such a storied program out there. Listed it in Michigan Town.
Lots of years of great, great volleyball at Clinton Central under Linda Barnett and then Jessica Taylor after her. Lots of championships. Oh, nice dig by Crum there.
It's one of the great all-time sports rivalries from our county is when you look at volleyball between Clinton Central and Clinton Prairie. Those two teams battled for years.
Yes, they did.
Two legendary head coaches, and not just in volleyball, but in basketball as well, because they coach those sports too.
Yeah, and it was always interesting. It was whoever came out of that Clinton Prairie sectional back in the day, that was the team going to state, right? I mean, It just was a given. But you had to get out of that sectional first. And, you know, lots of times you played the other school 2 or 3 times in a season. And it is hard to beat a team 3 times. You and I talk about that in the regular season all the time. Doesn't matter how good one team is or they're, you know, much more skilled than the other team. It is just hard to beat the same team 3 times in volleyball.
Crazy to think, too, back before class sports like that, where once you got to the state tournament, you were playing the Muncie Burrises of the world and still finding success did Clinton Prairie. And we'll see their alumni represented here in game number 2 today. Set to follow this one. They'll take on the Rossville Hornets. Little jump set. There's a point for Frankfort. They continue with their dominant performance here in game number 1.
If the Bulldogs can just settle down and cut back on the errors, they could be right in this.
Obviously, there's going to be some rust in an alumni game, right? Where you've got the back row is going to – they're going to pass to the location where the setter's going to be. So that doesn't really – that part doesn't matter. But then the setter's got to know their hitters and where they like to hit and where to put it. And
they've maybe never set these players before. So
that's the crazy thing in an alumni game.
And some of these players maybe have not played since the last alumni game. So they just got to get the rust off.
That one caught just enough of the white line there to be ruled in. Now 14-1. Favor of the Hot Dogs. It's a best 2 out of 3 tournament.
And right now, really, the Hot Dogs are just serving them off the court. That's really been the name of the game here, is serving.
Heard some communication there from Clinton Central, but they were both calling each other off. 16-1 lead.
There's a pass. Nice save.
I believe that was Timmons that had the hammer there with Frankfurt.
Mm-hmm.
Macy Matthews is doing a nice job passing.
That was a nice dig by Kendall Davison, too.
Again, tough to believe the high school season is already here. School has started. We're about ready to kick off with our coverage of both high school volleyball and football. We'll even have some soccer for you this season. Still have some opening for sponsors if you want to jump on board, advertise your business, and help promote our local schools, athletes, our community. 17-2.
I love that. That our business is one of the sponsors, and it's because we support community. We love community, and that's, important that these games get broadcast so people that can't make it to the games can still see their community, their family, their kids, grandkids playing all the sports that you cover.
It's the best way to stay connected. Quick set.
That was nice.
Did not catch Frankfurt sleeping, though. Cunningham.
Oh, that
nice
was
play
nice
at the net.
effort.
Yeah, look at this. Rally, but that would have
Haley
been 4.
McCoy, that was nice. That was a good effort there.
You mentioned your business, and let's thank Healthy Communities of Clinton County. Formed almost 20 years ago, Healthy Communities of Clinton County remain committed to the community by offering programs geared toward a healthier tomorrow with focus on overall health, mental health, substance abuse disorders, and reducing teen pregnancy. The goal is to make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org. What I love, too, is each year your guys' initiatives, while many stay the same, you'll pick up new target areas as well and things that you want to address that may have become a problem or an area of concern in the community.
Yeah, nice hustle there by the Hot Dogs. The thing is, we hopefully when we're doing this work, we make that area better. So
Right.
We want to have something that we're working on to make it better in the community. We're always looking to see what our gaps in services are, try to fill those in. Just a little wide of the court.
21-3, Frankfurt well in control here in game number 1.
I do think Central looks much better this second half, though. Passing better. Just need to get some of those hits over the net.
They'll give Frankfurt the point here. That one caught the back line. 22-3. Nope. They changed their mind. So take that one off the board. That'll actually make it 21-4. They rule this in favor of Clinton Central.
Nice block by Davison.
Now 22-5. As Clinton Central rallies off a couple of points in a row. Obviously, game 1's well in hand right now, but you want to have some momentum going in here game number 2, right? You still got an opportunity.
And the Bulldogs have played much better this second half. They're getting some points here, and I think, they'll start out a little fresher in game 2 and be ready. And Frankfurt was here very early warming up and getting ready. So I think they just came onto the court maybe in a little bit better position.
Yeah, when we arrived approximately an hour prior, they were in full-fledged practice mode. They were putting in work. And you love that too, right? I mean, yes, it's an alumni game. It's fun. But at the end of the day, yeah, you want to win.
They want to win.
You're competing once again for that, name on the front of the jersey.
I believe Frankfort won last year, so I think they're trying to defend a title here. So it was a nice back row attack.
Davison got hung up on the net, but was able to punch it and keep it alive.
Nice scrappy play here.
Matthews on the set. Timing off just a little bit there with Perry. Comes back middle. I believe that's Jennifer Brannon in the middle there, an early 2000s grad from Frankfort.
Definitely the longest rally of the match so far, and Clinton Central persisted with good defense, and they got the point there.
Jennifer, we believe it was 2001, early 2000s graduate, but still very flexible, as you saw a moment ago when she hit the floor and did the splits. Yeah. That would have put me on the 15-day DL without question.
Or permanent DL, one of the two.
I would not have popped right up and been ready for the next point. (24-7) your score, and there is game point. 25-7 taken by the Hot Dogs here in game number 1. We'll step aside for a brief break. When we return, more volleyball heads your way from the Clinton County Alumni Tournament.
At Tornado Roofing, we provide a complete range of services defined by quality, innovation, and expertise. We offer free estimates, have financing available, and handle insurance claims. Tornado Roofing is more than a name. It's a family-owned and operated business known for its committed customer service and expectation of going beyond our clients' needs. Our work is backed by a customer satisfaction guarantee to provide you with peace of mind. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com or call 670-6440. At Tornado Roofing, we believe in putting a strong roof over your head.
Welcome to the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. From the moment you arrive on the property, you'll notice every detail is finely crafted to provide you with the dream wedding you've always dreamt about. From carriage and trolley rides to breathtaking aerial views via our hot air balloon, the Willow Creek Barn offers unforgettable moments that will last you a lifetime. For more information about our packages and availability, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics, Katie's favorite customers are the ones pursuing modest goals. We're proud to provide her with that same kind of personal support and individual attention to her finances, which is why, when it comes to her banking, Katie is a farmer. The Farmers Bank. Let's grow.
Welcome back here to Frankfort High School. Game number 1 belongs to the Hot Dogs.
They actually looked very impressive for mostly players who've never played together. They looked really, really smooth. They had good transitions. I felt like they were communicating well. I was impressed by the Hot Dogs.
Hot Dogs one game closer to securing themselves in a championship showdown. They take game 1 25-7. It is best 2 out of 3 winner advance.
And Clinton Central, if you look at the second half of the game, really they were pretty evenly matched. That big hole they dug for themselves at the beginning is what they couldn't overcome.
We will have 3 of the 4 games for you here today. We'll cover all of the winners bracket games. The consolation 3rd and 4th place game they're going to play in the auxiliary gym at the same time the championship is going on in here. Matthews on the serve.
That was a nice play.
Davison doesn't look far removed from her playing days either. Fantastic basketball player as well.
Just good all-around athlete.
She became the all-time leading scorer in school history for basketball, only to see that broken, I believe, 2 years later. And now her younger sister with a great opportunity to surpass her
And I'm sure that's who she'd like to see end up with it. You can't help that. Little long for the hot dogs.
2-1, much more competitive start to this one.
Davison serving.
Timmons, see that left-handed wind up and hit. Her playing day is not far removed. Her and her sister both graduated in 2020 and 2021, respectively.
I believe one's a nurse and one's becoming a nurse. So that's a neat thing, something they can share also. They played volleyball beside each other all of those years. And for them to both go into the same field and be able to compare those war stories too, that'll be a nice bond for those two sisters.
You know, growing up as siblings, you always wonder, are they going to be buddies down the road? Because there's times where it feels like they want to pull each other's hair out.
Yep.
I can tell you that both of my daughters are best friends, and it's pretty awesome to see.
Yep. It's I can say with my own sisters, you know, we certainly did our fair share arguing growing up, but they are for sure my best friends in this world.
Miss hit there from the Bulldogs gives another point to the Hot Dogs, now 5-1. And this is where they got into trouble last time with Chloe Roberts at the service line.
Yeah, she served 11 straight, I think. Yeah, she's a good server.
Not afraid of the pressure is Chloe, and it shows because
nice.
Her daytime job, she's a Clinton County dispatcher, and you got to stay cool under pressure during those calls.
Davison with the back row attack and kill. So they stopped her this time. She did not even get a point.
Olivas gets to that one. Roberts sends it across. Davison calls it off. Frankfort back on the attack. Perry gets a clean hit that time. You know, looking ahead to the high school season and thinking about the teams that will be on the floor representing these two schools, Frankfort is the one that I look at this year of the 4 county schools and I go, man, they have a chance to be really good and do something special.
I would agree with that completely. Clinton Prairie's very young. Rossville's pretty young. The Bulldogs have just had a lot of turnover until EB and coaches. So it's always hard to build a program when you have different coaches in and out. EB's doing a good job of building a system there, but that always takes time, right? We saw Clinton Central get much better as the season went on last year. If they can start where they left off, that will be very good for them.
Yeah, I agree with you. Having some stability there at the head coach, again, coming into this season with that team should definitely show improvement.
Yeah, I mean, they've had coach changes in the middle of seasons. That kind of stuff is just really, really hard to build a program with. So Evie's done a really good job, and it's good to see her back again. And I really think the Bulldogs are going to get better every year. But I'm with you. I think Frankfort is the team to beat out of the county teams this year. They bring a lot of experience back, led by their senior setter, who's been their setter for 4 years. I mean, she's just phenomenal, a ringleader on the floor for them. And then they have Rockhold, and she's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be a sophomore. Is that right?
Junior this year.
Junior, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just fantastic. She's just a great all-around player. Nice block by Davis, and she put a roof on that house.
And that's not to, talking about Frankfort, obviously, we have to build up Rossville as well. They won a sectional championship last year.
They did.
Before falling to Seton Catholic. They'll come back with quite a few familiar faces for that team as well.
They will. They're the other team that's bringing back experience.
Obviously in a smaller class, so the door could be a little more wide open, but when looking at the size of school, Frankfort, the talent that they have on the floor, this could be, a great opportunity to make a run towards something really special. You hate to overhype it, but You would think anything less than a sectional championship for sure would be, I think, disappointing out of this squad this season.
I would agree. I would assume that a conference championship and a sectional championship are their goals. I mean, I don't know that, but that if I was their coach, those are definitely attainable goals for the Hot Dogs.
Speaking of Rockhold, she is our chaired umpire today. So the junior pulling double duty, getting ready for her volleyball season and making the lead calls today, we'll say.
And she's done a fantastic job.
I actually think it's good that the players get to be put in that situation because then they know during the game that this isn't really that easy.
It isn't that
There's
easy.
a good shot of Lily.
And this isn't like the professional volleyball that we have now that they have lasers and all of that great stuff to help make calls with. If anybody hasn't been to the Ignite games and you're a volleyball fan, that is very, very fun. But it's very weird to not see line judges.
Right?
Yeah.
That one wide of the court as well. Frankfurt increases their lead to 11-5. There's a good shot of Davison on your screen.
Yeah, it's a great venue. If you haven't been, I encourage people to go. It's a really good time, and the level of volleyball is amazing. You're seeing your best college players graduating and coming out there, and it's really fun.
Well, look at the hustle from that last play.
She was all the way to the bleachers. Look at that.
Macy Matthews is a 2009 graduate, and she literally just laid out on the floor for that one and slid all the way to the bleachers.
And I would just have stayed there.
Pretty awesome to see. Again, the competitive nature of these players, it's just not something that goes away. Even 16 years after you've graduated,
you're still
fighting.
Yep. And the Bulldogs fighting this game much, much closer. 11-6, Frankfurt leading right now, but the Bulldogs have been in every single point.
How inspiring is that, too, as a younger player? Because a lot of the Frankfurt varsity and JV are here today from the volleyball team watching and helping and doing things behind the scenes. And you see one of your assistant coaches sprint across the floor and slide in front of the bleachers to try to keep a ball in play.
Yeah, that's what I said. They have to play at a different level if they know their kids are here, right? Because they're going to hear about it if they don't, for sure. And a lot of these players that are playing now, the alumni, they play in leagues around, Indy, Lafayette, Carmel, those areas. And most of them are playing co-ed now. And so it's a different game. It's a different speed. It's a different game. It's a lot more defense because you have the men hitting. And so, to come back and play 6-on-6 women's, because most of them probably play 4-on-4, 3-on-3 co-ed. This is a totally different game, so it's fun to watch them still making all that effort.
What a play. Look at that, keeping it alive.
The defense has been really, really good.
Timmons comes flying up from a back row position there. Crum sends this one across. Here come the Hot Dogs on the attack again.
Nice job keeping that ball in bounds. I don't know how she kept that inside the antenna.
The other Timmons sends this one across. Wow.
Net.
I'll tell you, you wouldn't be able to convince me that Frankfurt hasn't played together.
I know.
I think they've been playing in some secret tournaments somewhere as a unit.
They've had secret practices or something because they do look very, very good. But I hope that also is inspiring to the players, right, to the high school players.
Sure.
We can still be playing at this level for years to come.
Good diving effort from Clinton Central. We want to give them their kudos as well. A much more competitive game number 2 here as the Bulldogs' offense and defense has awoken. And that one's out. Point for the Bulldogs.
And Perry's happy about it, you could tell.
2-point affair here, game number 2. Tonight's game brought to you by the Frankfurt Eagles, Post 976. They've been serving the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, the Frankfurt Eagles offer something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by the Frankfurt Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfurt.
Davison's on the serve. She's going to University of Kentucky, studying animal science and biology. I think she would be, what, a sophomore or junior? A junior. Not an easy field. 4 hits is the call, 4 hits.
Yeah, I think you would have to be pretty smart.
Yep. Animal science
To go
and
to UK
biology.
and- yeah.
Yep. Not easy major.
Set, they go middle. Olivas.
Nice. Nice play at the net. Very good.
Yeah, Clinton Central is doing a much better job of, they're keeping the, it doesn't look like a clean, smooth offense, but they're keeping the ball in play.
They're just scrappy,
Yeah.
right? Everything's up. Nothing's hitting the ground. And they're only down 1. Another nice dig.
An opportunity for Frankfurt. They go back to Perry. Davis in there once again.
Really, Frankfurt would be well served to not hit at Davis, and she's had a bunch of tremendous digs on defense. I love everybody's rotating in and out. Everybody's getting to play. It's what you want to see in an alumni game.
Looking at the rosters of who is the elder statesman that's playing today, and that distinguished honor is going to be in game number 2 if she appears. Allison Conklin, a 1999 graduate, part of those later state championship runs that Clinton Prairie had in both girls basketball and volleyball.
Yeah, I coached Allison. Great player, wonderful on defense, very scrappy, good server. Then I played with her for years in leagues after she graduated. She's just a really good athlete. One of those people, she'll be one of those diving into the bleacher people, for sure.
She may be the oldest, and I say that in earnest. I'm older than she is. The oldest player representing today, but I doubt will play that way.
I highly doubt that too. She is very competitive.
16-13, 3-point lead. Timmons on the serve. Yeah, Davison has really solidified that back row here for Clinton Central.
That was a very smart thing for Emily to do right there, because Frankfurt's just swinging away, and Central has been digging those balls. I mean, they've done a phenomenal job on defense. And for Emily just to lay that right over the net was a very smart play.
Always hold my breath as I see players all converging on the same spot.
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised you don't see more collisions in volleyball. I'm glad you don't. Obviously, that's why communication is key.
It is. You learn how to get out of the way fast.
17-14. This one, anybody's game here. Frankfurt doing a good job of just keeping enough distance in that score right now.
Yeah. Just keeping their little cushion. Probably got lucky there. I think that one's probably going out. Beautiful pass.
Looking ahead at the upcoming high school season, the biggest changes that we're going to see as well is no more Sagamore Conference for the Hot Dogs. They are now part of the Monon Athletic Conference.
The MAC.
The MAC. So Crawfordsville, Western Boone, Southmont and North Montgomery, familiar foes that were in the former Sagamore Conference. But the new teams, Cascade, Greencastle, North Putnam.
Should be a competitive conference depending on the sport.
There's a good look at the logos they've already got hanging here in the gymnasium.
That should be that for volleyball. That's going to be a tough conference.
Ace there from Olivas drops that one in. Now 21-14 as Frankfort starts to distance themselves here from Clinton Central.
But Clinton Central just playing much, much better this second game. You can tell that they've started communicating and, playing together as a team a little bit more. And this Frankfort team's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, I mean, part of this game is muscle memory too, right? It takes a minute to get that flow going again.
It does. And to get to know who you're playing with, right? Most of these players have never played with each other, so just knowing who's going to take a ball just right there like that. That's just a miscommunication. If they've been playing together for 5 years or 4 years, they'd know automatically who is taking that ball. Just makes a difference.
2 points away from a match point for Frankfort. Brandon hits that one into the net. Roberts is going to come back in. Olivas checks out for Frankfort. Clinton Central going to try to find a run here to keep their hopes alive in this alumni tournament.
Nice job staying out of the net there for both teams.
Brandon shoots towards back corner. Good diving effort, but can't keep it in play.
That was a great play. It was a good spot by Brandon to throw it to that serving corner, and then nice effort to get a hand on that ball.
24-15. Match point here for Frankfort. And the quick set gets a Macy Matthews with the final point in this one. Frankfort able to take this first match against the Clinton Central Bulldogs 25-15 after taking the first set 25-7. They will now move on and they will take on the winner of Clinton Prairie and Rossville. That one will head your way after a brief break. Here, Laura, your final thoughts on this first one.
So I think it for a first match was great. It was very entertaining. Clinton Central certainly ended up with the momentum there. So I think they'll be hard to beat in the consolation game. And Frankfort just looked like a well-oiled machine, frankly. I mean, they look like these girls have been playing together for a while, which we know they haven't. But they looked great. They are going to be tough to beat.
Again, our next game coming up, our next match coming up, it is Clinton Prairie and Rossville. It is slated for a 2 o'clock start. Probably be a little bit behind that by the time the teams get warmed up. We will sign off for now. We'll be back with you shortly here on the ISC Sports Network.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
For the barn wedding of your dreams, you need to experience our country estate, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. Schedule your tour today at thewillowcreekbarn.com. Voted the Knot Best of Weddings for 3 years straight.
At Day and Gannett Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Dangana Funeral Home, putting family first.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business-class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
Tonight's game is presented to you in parts by the Frankfurt Eagles, Post 976. They are people helping people. By Day and Genda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By the healthy communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. By FiberHawk, fast, affordable FiberHawk. By the Farmers Bank, where you don't have to be a farmer to be a farmer. Let's grow. By the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. And by Tornado Roofing, specializing in residential and commercial roofing and repair.
We welcome you back here to Case Arena. Game number 2 of the Clinton County Volleyball Alumni Tournament set to get underway. It's the Rossville Hornets and the Clinton Prairie Gophers. And joined by Laura Archibald, I'm Sean Walker. Laura, these two teams, we get to see them quite a few times throughout the regular seasons go up against each other. Now we get to see the alumni teams do the same here on the floor.
Yeah, and I think this will be a very competitive game. I think these two teams should be pretty evenly matched. So, and we see Coach Martin diving across there for a photo bomb.
Hopefully that shows up great in the background and we can get our hands on that picture because we will use it.
Can. The laugh tells me it was a good picture. So
now the Gopher girls will get their picture taken. A little bummed out, as we said, Allison Conklin would be the elder statesman. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like she was able to come today and play. So now Melissa Nance Chambers earns that honor.
She does. And I had the joy of coaching Melissa. She was probably one of my favorite players to ever coach. Super coachable. Like when you just think about a player who will listen and try what you ask without complaint, that's Melissa. Obviously just an amazing athlete and very talented, but she was a joy to coach because she would listen to what you said and try. I did some very crazy things with Melissa to get her to get both arms up in the air and just, she was so athletic but just a little rough. And so over a span of 4 years, we got that perfected. She did a great job and went on to play collegiate volleyball.
And was a heck of a softball player as well. I believe she was part of 2 state championships there in the early 2000s for Hall of Fame coach Randy Cooper.
Yeah, she was a fantastic softball. I mean, she was actually good at basketball too. She was just fantastic athlete, great height. I mean, everything every coach wants. And like I said, very coachable. So you have somebody with that athletic ability and they're coachable. It's just a winning combination.
We'll go through our rosters here quickly. For the Clinton Prairie Gophers, they'll be represented today by Hannah Mulberg Castillo. Her sister Tabitha Mulberg Lane also playing. We talked about Melissa Chambers. Allison Conklin not here today. Allie Dieter Feltner, didn't see her warming up yet either. Kylie Mash, a 2021 grad. Jade Mulvaney, who graduated in 2015. Hannah Scott and Bella White. And then, of course, we've got to go with head coach Kathy Martin. It looks like she may play today, even though she's not on the active roster for the day. She may have excluded herself, and she may just stay on the sidelines. But it looks like she's thinking about taking the floor.
I think she's going to play because they need a setter.
All right.
And we're not going to call her out too much, but I'll just say she did play with Melissa Nance, so she's one of the elder statesmen there for the Clinton Prairie Gophers.
On the other side for the Hornets, it'll be Ashley Anderson, Addie Cooper, Jenny Erdman and Michelle Erdman Henley, Casey McGill, Carrie Taylor and Katie Taylor, and Taryn Wayne Scott. Taryn, her mom was quite the volleyball player back in the day. She played at Purdue collegiately.
She did. Clinton Prairie grad that went to Purdue. Excellent volleyball player, super athletic, could jump out of the gym. Kind of reminds me of Kylie Mash, who can jump out of the gym. Just one of those people who just genetically are great jumpers.
Coach Martin, obviously a little bit of a crossover here because she was a head coach at Rossville for quite some time before coming back to her alma mater to lead the volleyball program at Clinton Prairie, where she's the current head coach.
And she coached at least 5 of the players that are all on the Rossville side right now. So this will be fun for her.
The best part is she's smiling and she's picking them out. Like, okay, now I'm coming to you.
Look at her. Like,
yep.
You ready?
All right, you ready?
Okay, here you go.
And 3 straight points to start the affair here for Coach Kathy Martin.
And she gets one over on Casey McGill. Casey probably won't let that happen again. Or they shouldn't let it happen again, right?
This one should be headed towards Cooper. And it is. Mulvaney hits the deck for the Gophers. Yeah, I'll tell you, the pace that the games or the years go by, great point here for both teams, is just remarkable because looking and seeing that Jade Mulvaney was a 2015 grad does not feel right in my mind. I called basically her whole career at Clinton Prairie. It doesn't feel like it was 10 years ago. That one not touched. A little long of the court, and Rossville's on the board.
Nice rally, though, for both teams.
That's going to send Ashley Anderson back to the service line. Swing from Bella White, one of the most recent graduates.
She may be our most recent graduate,
2025.
I think.
Just a few months back.
Yep, I think she is. She's our most recent grad, Bella White, from the Colfax area.
Sneaking in one more competitive event before she heads off to college. She's going to Marion Ancilla College, where she'll study nursing and play a little volleyball.
Yep. She will do well there. Great kid. Players calling the net on themselves. No need for an umpire there. They got it.
Little dink over
nice
the top.
Dig.
Castillo could not get that one out of the net. 5-2 now your score. So this will send one of the Taylor sisters back. They're twins. No numbers to separate them, and by golly, I'm too far from the floor to be able to tell you which one's which anyway.
Yeah, we're not going to guess. It was hard. It was hard to tell when they had numbers on because they are identical and they moved the same. They played the same position, just opposite of each other. I remember calling them back in the day. It wasn't easy, so it certainly isn't without numbers.
Martin goes to Mulvaney on the set. A little strong there. Jade now working as a leasing agent. I remember last year when she took part in this event, I believe she was the elementary volleyball coach there in Frankfort at one of the elementary schools.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Not sure if she's still doing that or not.
I don't know either.
Here.
I haven't heard that. Rossville's got it tied up 5-5.
For the Taylor sisters, they're going into their senior years at Purdue. One of them studying agricultural economics and planning to go to law school following.
Hard to imagine, once again, that those girls are going into their senior year. Seemed like they played 2 years ago.
Right. And Castillo punches that one across. That one hit into the net by Wayne Scott. That'll tie things back up at 6. It looked like the Gophers were going to run away with it early.
I figured this would be pretty competitive. As we pointed out early, Rossville has a lot of motivation to try to beat Prairie because most of their ex-coach is on the other side.
7-6, Gophers back in front by 1.
Nice serve.
Castillo's got a little zip on that when she sends it across.
She always was a good server. Super competitive person.
Hannah spent some time as an assistant coach at Clinton Prairie as well during some high school seasons.
Yeah, Hannah's super competitive.
Little jump set, White. Taken care of by Rossville. Wayne Scott sends it back across. They go middle with Nance, and one of the Taylors there with the block. All tied up at 7. Good little turnout here today for this alumni game. Most of the fans sitting underneath our camera view, so it's Obviously tough to see them, but we have a pretty good turnout sitting behind the team's benches today.
We do. I think people enjoy this. They like coming out and watching the alumni play.
Well, I've heard that Frankfort High School has some of the best popcorn from a concession stand in the area, and so that might bring people out. Any opportunity to come eat some popcorn.
Yeah. Smells good even from here.
And it must have been important earlier because I think one of the popcorn machines went down. We saw a team of girls, and I mean about 8 of them.
Literally,
carrying
yes.
a popcorn machine from one concession stand around to get it to the entrance where the fans were coming in today.
Can't have a volleyball game without some popcorn.
Diving effort from Mash, can't keep it alive. Try to sneak a little pancake save in there. That was Tabitha Lane that time. 2005 grad.
And she looks exactly the same. She out there looks exactly the same as she did back in high school.
Well, I know other people that work out at the CrossFit area, and I always see her in pictures. Mm-hmm. So I know that she trains very hard to stay in good shape.
She truly looks exactly like she did in high school. Nice hit.
There's a kill for the Gophers. Yeah, Tabitha, registered nurse, 3 beautiful daughters. You see a lot of that, a lot of nurses in our alumni games today.
It's a good career to go into. I think for women especially, it's one of those careers that they have odd hours and schedules that can work well with when you're raising kids. So
sure.
It's one of those schedules that works well for working moms.
That one long, not touched. Point goes to the Hornets. Nance arguing the call. Not really, just having a little fun. Actually, they did say it was touched. There we go.
There you go. I guess that arguing worked, didn't it?
They get the call overturned. They give the point to the Gophers. And they give it right back. Mulvaney served a little too long. Now one of the Erdman sisters is going to come in. Now, they are not twins, but once again,
they still look alike.
Look a lot alike and tough to tell apart without a number differentiator. Back to a 1-point affair.
It's fun to watch Kathy Martin. She can't stop coaching even when this is fun and she's a player.
Tied up after that last point. So a very competitive game 1. Nance there to cause some havoc at the net for the Gophers. Now Nance heads to the service line. Good to see the Frankfort hot dog mascot out today. I know in years past we saw the Gopher mascot show up as well.
Nice defense.
And that one's in.
Nice hit by Kylie. Great defense.
2-point lead for the Gophers. Nance on the serve. That was low trajectory just over the top of the net.
Great serve. Melissa is a teacher out at Clinton Prairie. Came back last year, was her first year at Clinton Prairie teaching, and teaching again there this year. She has 2 little girls, Emma Grace and Juliana. They're gym rat little kids, just like my kids were. They were in the gym all the time. I remember when I was coaching Melissa, my son, we would put him in the ball cart to keep him contained. Just wheel him around like it was a playpen on wheels.
There's the mascot. We got a good look at him there.
Oh, nice serve by Addie Cooper.
I was going to ask, and I know I've asked you this before in previous years, but for our viewers at home, from a defensive side, what is the hardest serve to return? Is it top spin? Is it a knuckler? Does it matter?
A floater, really. Honestly, people don't think that, but like a little floater serve, because it's hard to track. It's moving around on you. I mean, a top spin, as long as you get underneath the ball, you know where it's going. But a floater, you've got to stay loose, and you've got to be able to adjust to the ball at the literally last second. A little jump floater is probably the most effective serve there is. You'll get a few players that have a really effective top spin jump serve, but not a lot, especially in high school girls.
The set, they go to mash, punches it across. The Hornets are there. Anderson. Wayne Scott just kind of spins and plays that one over the net, and it works out well for the Hornets.
I think Clinton Prairie forgot who was setting there because they've had Kathy setting until just this rotation.
Coach Martin getting a well-deserved break.
Maybe
I hope you've got the
a much-needed break.
I hope you've got the iced tub ready to go tomorrow for her.
I will. I'm going to hear about this all day, I promise you.
All right, nice play by Taylor. That pass a little long made the Gophers pay. We're all tied up at 15. Ashley Anderson on the serve, so we've come full circle there. Graduated in 2005, went into athletic training and finished nursing school. Kylie Mash on the serve. She will be graduating from Purdue in December. Good for Kylie. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago that we were calling her matches as well.
Exactly.
She was one of the highlight plays that found its way from the ISC Sports Network to Sports Center's top 10. Trying to remember. I was racking my brain to try to remember where she was at, number 1 or number 3.
I don't remember, but I remember her being on there. That's a fun thing. That's a neat honor for a kid.
Had the kick save, was able to use her foot, just stick it out. Goes across the net, lands basically in an open spot on the floor and earns a point.
Nice hit by Hannah.
Hannah drives that one home. We were all tied up at 15. It's 3 straight now for the Gophers. That one drops in.
There was that little floater server we were just talking about. You saw both players looking at each other. It's like, where's that going? And that's exactly why it's so effective. It's moving until that last minute when it drops.
Goes back corner, nobody home, drops that one in. Good to see Kylie Mash hasn't lost a step since her live action playing days at Clinton Prairie.
Timeout by Rossville, trying to figure out that pass serve reception.
A little timeout in an alumni game. That allows us the opportunity to thank our sponsors. How about Day and Ginda Funeral Homes? With locations in Frankfort, Flora, Mulberry, and Rossville, the compassionate and experienced staff at Day and Ginda Funeral Home are dedicated to providing a loving and genuine environment for you to honor your loved one. For more information on their services and offerings, please visit dayandginda.com. Day and Ginda Funeral Homes, where we put family first. I want to thank all of our sponsors here on the ISC Sports Network that make our full school year seasons possible here. I think we are taking on more games this fall and winter than we have locally anyway in the Clinton, Carroll, Tippecanoe County area than we have in quite some time. Estimating between 75 and 90 events between about a week and a half from now and mid-March.
That's great. So in fall you do volleyball and basketball, or football, and in the winter you do basketball. Do you do any other sports in the winter?
In the past we have. Here at Frankfort, because we have the Hot Dog TV group and the kids, the students that are working with us and running your cameras and your graphics and things behind the scene, even on today's broadcast, we will do both boys and girls soccer here at Frankfort. We've also done wrestling. We've done swimming and other various sports.
I love that.
But yes, the primary focus will be volleyball, football, and both boys and girls basketball.
Nice for the other sports to get some games in there.
For sure.
And get a little recognition. I love that. I'm learning all about soccer. I have grandkids playing soccer. I grew up at Clinton Prairie, which never has or still does not have a soccer team. So I literally knew nothing about it, but I'm learning.
We've done some baseball and softball in the past as well. It's tougher when you get to the spring with the weather.
Yeah.
Obviously, football Friday nights are, you could argue, weather there as well, which I understand.
Mm-hmm. Football's one of those things it'll be so hot you can barely stand it at the beginning of the season, and then you're wearing a coat by the end. So
Gophers starting
you
to
never
pull.
know what you're going to get.
Yep, Gophers starting to pull away here in game number 1, 22-15 now.
I really think that's just come on the serving. The Clinton Prairie Gophers have just been serving phenomenal.
Coach Martin started it out, had a few good serves to build an early lead. Rossville came right back. And now Rossville on the attack here. They end that 7-0 run. Now Erdman will check in. Taylor comes back in as well. So Erdman for Erdman, Taylor for Taylor there on that exchange. Mulvaney hammers one home. Another point for the Clinton Prairie Gophers. And that'll send Hannah Castillo back to the service line.
We do have a lot of sister duos today, don't we?
It makes it easier on us broadcasters up here.
Yeah.
At least until they get married, and then the last name changes. But
sometimes they stay their maiden name though forever to me. If you coached them when
right.
Melissa Nance, she's been Melissa Chambers for years and years, but she's still Nance to me and always will be.
There's Cooper on the serve for the Hornets. Erdman tracks it down. Now Taylor plays it across. Nicely done by the Hornets. We go back to Mulvaney.
Oh, nice try. That was a good dig by Addie Cooper.
Erdman jokingly said sub after running for that one.
It may not have been a joke. That's probably how they feel.
Game point now here for game number 1, 24-17. Coach Martin will try to finish things off the way she started.
Nice set by Casey McGill.
And the Gophers will take game number 1, 25-17 over Rossville. Very competitive game number 1. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, game number 2 heads your way right here on the ISC Sports Network.
At Tornado Roofing, we provide a complete range of services defined by quality, innovation, and expertise. We offer free estimates, have financing available, and handle insurance claims. Tornado Roofing is more than a name. It's a family-owned and operated business known for its committed customer service and expectation of going beyond our clients' needs. Our work is backed by a customer satisfaction guarantee to provide you with peace of mind. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com or call 670-6440. At Tornado Roofing, we believe in putting a strong roof over your head.
Welcome to the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. From the moment you arrive on the property, you'll notice every detail is finely crafted to provide you with the dream wedding you've always dreamt about. From carriage and trolley rides to breathtaking aerial views via our hot air balloon, the Willow Creek Barn offers unforgettable moments that will last you a lifetime. For more information about our packages and availability, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics, Katie's favorite customers are the ones pursuing modest goals. We're proud to provide her with that same kind of personal support and individual attention to her finances, which is why, when it comes to her banking, Katie is a farmer. The Farmers Bank. Let's grow.
Welcome back here to Case Arena, game number 2. Game 1 saw the Clinton Prairie Gophers best the Rossville Hornets there 25-17 and what is a best 2 out of 3 match here today.
I don't know what Coach Martin thinks she's doing there. She's over there with consorting with the enemy. What do you think she's doing there?
You know, maybe just like as you said earlier, she can't help but coach. Maybe she's just over there helping them out a little bit.
I know her well enough. I don't think that's help she's given them.
The Frankfort Hot Dogs will await the winner of this match here today for the championship. regardless, whoever wins this year, they will be the first two-time champion, correct? Because all three of the schools left have won it at least once. Cooper on the serve for Rossville. That one into the net. First point goes to the Gophers. We've seen the Frankfort team come back in. Now they're sitting behind the Gopher bench, kind of eyeing this one, maybe doing a little scouting.
I'm sure they are. Nice hit by Bella White.
That last year, Laura, you and I, we got to see Bella White really come on. I mean, she was one of the players for the Gophers that I thought was one of the most improved.
Absolutely. Without a doubt. You know, if she wouldn't improve that much, she wouldn't be playing college. And the fact that she's playing, going on at the next level and playing, it just is a real testament to how much she improved between her junior and senior years. It was remarkable, really.
Yeah, sometimes you see players that have the talent, but they lack what's between the ears, right? The knowledge. And then when it all comes together, it can happen very quickly.
Yes.
Once that understanding catches up with the physical attributes.
She was one of those players that it clicked suddenly. You
Yep.
saw it click. Before, she always had the athletic ability, but her timing was off a lot. And all of a sudden, about 3 games into the season, you just saw it click, and her timing improved. And she just really, really got much, much better on that front row.
There's the serve from Anderson.
That was a good serve.
Again, 2005 grad. The elder statesman for this year's Rossville volleyball team.
I'm sure they love that term.
Hey, I'll tell you, if you can be called an elder statesman and still come out and compete as well as all these girls have today.
At this level, absolutely. I mean, this has been competitive and
for
fun.
sure.
And this is not family reunion volleyball going on here. This is actual volleyball. They're having a good time, but it is very competitive.
Anderson there checks herself out of that one, takes a break. McGill on the set.
Nice job by McGill to stay out of the net on that play.
Yeah, that's always amazing to me how players do that. We watched McGill during warm-ups, and I was like, wow, she's really hitting the ball well. And then she came up, and you said, yep, I had a feeling I would see her do some setting as well.
Yeah. Super athlete from a very athletic family. Her older daughter, or her older sister, played as well. Sydney, and her younger sister, actually, Maddie, played too. Their mom, Lisa, was a coach for years at Rossville. So just from a volleyball family.
There's Tabitha Lane. Her Gophers trailing by 1. Martin with the set goes to White. White put a little extra pepper on that one, and it's still alive here. Wow, I thought it was a dead ball.
I thought it hit the ground too.
Oh, she's saying, no, I didn't get
Russell's like, yeah, that hit the ground for sure.
She's too honest. She said, no, I didn't get it.
I love it. See, they don't even need a ref. They could just
let them police themselves.
Call their own.
Coach Martin checks out. White heads to the service line. Castillo to Mulvaney.
Nice save. No net. Nice job by Taylor.
Another point for the Hornets. And we saw this very similar to game number 1, where it was just back and forth, tied up. One team would take the lead, maybe go on a 2-3 run. It wasn't until late that the Gophers pulled away. They were knotted up at 15, went on a 7-0 run, and then closed the deal. You got to wonder in this situation, does the benefit of the winning team here have the benefit of turning right around and playing, they haven't gone and gotten loose again, are starting to tighten up? Or is it they're a little fatigued going in and the rest is more beneficial? Which would you rather have?
I'd rather play again.
Yeah.
Right away. Especially when you haven't played a bunch, because you will get tight and sore pretty fast.
Yep.
So I would much rather continue to play.
When the hurt sets in, just let it set in, right?
Yep,
you don't want to try to fight
exactly.
through that again. Lane couldn't get that one across. Another point for the Hornets.
It was a good set, though, just taking it to the hit on the second. So
McGill going to check out. One of the Erdmans comes out as well. It's fun to see the teams, too, that, obviously for the Gophers, you kind of assume
nice.
that Coach Martin is coaching out there today, right, and kind of calling rotations and what they're going to do. On the other side for Rossville, they just all kind of showed up today, and they're just figuring out as they go, right?
They are.
I'll tell you what, you
Pretty
go here,
easy.
I'll go here.
They're pretty easy going over there.
What do you do well? Well, I do this. All right, well, here we go.
And you have to think, Wayne Scott, Cooper, and both the Taylors all played together. So at times, 4 of them that are out there all played together. And consistently. Those 4 played a lot and played all the way around. So
Familiar
they're
with each
used
other
to
on the
each
floor.
other. Yep.
Nance dinks that one across. Anderson with the quick set. Can't quite sneak it in. Great idea.
It was. And
Right
Nash
area.
really wanted to hit it. She just missed, so.
Wayne Scott sends that one across for the Hornets. Here comes Mash.
Nice hit.
Swings through the block attempt from Anderson. Point for the Gophers. Beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Indiana. We're approaching fall, but still summer
Doesn't
temperatures
feel
out
like
there.
it, does it?
That one in. Beautiful swing there.
Both Taylor twins, they could hit out of the middle, but they also could hit from the pin. They were very versatile on the front row and great blockers, too. Haven't seen a ton of blocking today, but both of the Taylor girls were very good blockers.
Tried to take advantage of the overswing there. Martin sends it across. Rossville will reset. They go to Taylor in the middle. Opportunity here from the back row from Mulvaney. Good dig from Taylor.
Nice rally.
Set Nance in the middle. Taylor there again. Wayne Scott couldn't quite get enough on that one.
That was a good rally. That was good volleyball right there. And that didn't look like alumni volleyball. That just looked like volleyball.
Like volleyball, right. For Taryn Wayne Scott, she works at the Farmers Bank as a commercial banking officer.
I think she just graduated in May. I'm pretty sure, for Taryn.
And we talked about her mom playing collegiately. Her dad was a pretty good baseball player back in the day as well.
Yep, a lot of athletic genetics for her.
Her father, Nick Wayne Scott, was on the Mulberry Mangler team with me. That may ring some bells for a few people.
Her mom and I played volleyball together in high school.
Look at the diving effort there. Lane and Martin both hitting the deck. 12-8. Wayne Scott now at the service line for Rossville.
Martin with a good job getting that out of the net. Nice stick.
Mash hits that one into the net. Taylor was in good position anyway. 12-9.
It was a tough set. Nice hit by Bella White. Just a little off speed. Sometimes it doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be in an opening.
Kylie Mash back to serve. This is where the Gophers did their damage there in game number 1. They rattled off 7 straight points.
Nice block.
Anna Castillo with a good swing. Rossville does a good job defensively, and they turn that into offense. Well, wait a minute. Gophers keep it alive.
Hits. 4 hits.
I'm glad you can count. I was saying play on. Let's go. I like the
Keep going.
effort.
Let's go.
I think in alumni games you should get an extra one.
I'm with you on that.
Why not?
Even an extra 2. I mean, whatever it takes.
That one into the net. Point for the Hornets, who refuse to go away here in game number 2.
They just keep chipping away at that lead.
It's always fun at this time of year. You start to hear the squeak of the sneakers on the floor. You smell the popcorn in the gymnasium, and it just tells you, hey, man, season's getting ready to be full throttle.
It is.
You'll be able to catch Laura and I on a lot of broadcasts this upcoming fall for volleyball here on the ISC Sports Network. Excited to see how this new Monon Athletic Conference shakes out after a year.
It will be interesting to see. There's some good volleyball teams in there. So, it's always different for every sport. Maybe this is not as tough for football, but it's more, it is more tough for volleyball, whatever. But those are there's some good volleyball teams in there.
Absolutely. So I think the competitive balance across this conference is going to feel a lot better here locally in this community for at least the time being.
Mm-hmm. And really not too spread out, not terribly.
Frankfurt's got some new leadership in a bunch of different places. They have a new girls basketball coach, a new boys basketball coach. Albert Hendricks leaving Lebanon, coming back to his alma mater to try to rebuild the Frankfurt legacy here. New athletic director in Jeff Irwin. I got to meet him a week or so ago, and, man, he is a ball of fire. He's got a lot of ideas and comes with a nice proven track record. And he's got the vision of wanting to kind of right the ship here as Frankfurt Athletics has fallen off over the last couple of years.
I mean, they can build off of what volleyball's done because volleyball was very successful last year. And the amount of kids coming to games, their crowd, the excitement that was generated around that volleyball team, you want to see that carry to every single sport.
Well, something else that he's done too, Laura, and I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but all students, middle and high school, they get in absolutely free to any sporting event for the entire year. Not middle school. I'm sorry, just the high school. I thought I read that.
I love that. Because it gets kids interested.
Yep.
It increases the hype. It makes this a school event versus just an event for, 10 players on a team. I love that. I wish every school did that. I know they have to make money, but it is a deterrent to some families to be able to attend. So if you have 6 kids, it gets real expensive fast.
Sure.
I mean, we had 6 kids growing up at the same time, and, to go watch a sibling play, by the time you drive there, tickets for everybody. If it's away game, we always got season passes for home, but away games, the gas to drive there, and maybe just one thing at the concession stand, you easily had a $75 night, and if that's 2 or 3 evenings a week, like in volleyball, that adds up quick, and it is an obstacle for some families.
Yeah, I love the idea. I think it's going to be great to help bring awareness back, and you talk about volleyball looks like they're headed towards a successful season. other than that, the winning teams that have been here at Frankfort over the last 10 years have been boys soccer and baseball. Those have been the other sports. And so, when you've got a venue like Case Arena, you want to put some teams in here that are competitive. They bring the community out.
Yeah. They had some good wrestling seasons in there too.
Yep. And definitely some good individual performances in some of those sports as well.
A little long for Bella White.
And we've seen, the county schools start to have tremendous success. Rossville won a state championship in softball a couple of years ago. They were, I think, lost in semi-state this year. Had to go up a level because of their
success.
Success factor. And obviously they won volleyball sectional last year. For the Gophers, they had the boys basketball team in the state finals this past year.
The baseball team in the semi-state finals.
Yeah, baseball and semi-state. I mean, you're starting to see that competitive balance across the county. But a lot of new faces and new places, and even at the county schools, there's been some turnover and some change in some of those key areas.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, like building a program. Coaches have to stay, right? Yep. And they have to stay for years and years in a row to build programs. And people don't realize it takes you making sure that your coaches all the way down through the varsity level are on the same page.
Yep.
I remember when I coached at Clinton Prairie in those years, we were winning state championships. The Prairie junior coaches, so we're talking little first, second, third graders, we were teaching the coaches how we want the students to be taught how to do skills. And that's what it takes to make a program, right? More than just a winning team. You want a winning program, and you want it to continue to be good for years and years and years. That takes dedication from the youngest coach to coaching the youngest kids all the way through the varsity experience.
23-14 here as Clinton Prairie make that 24-14. Are now at match point. Looking like they will face the Frankfort Hot Dogs in a championship match. That one will follow this one. That one not touched and long, and that will be point number 25. So Frankfort victorious. Clinton Prairie victorious. They win 25-17, 25-14. And they take this 2-0. Laura, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, I think that Clinton Prairie did very well. They ran out to a big lead at the beginning of that first game. But after that, I felt like these teams were really very evenly matched, very entertaining volleyball. I think Rossville probably has the advantage going into that consolation game. One, just because they just got done playing, right? And they're ready to go. But I think they have a little more balanced of a team. But I think the championship game's going to be good. Frankfort probably has the bigger, better hitters, but Prairie has the better defense. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
The two, what I would call finely well-oiled machines getting ready to battle it out for a Clinton County Alumni Championship. We're going to step aside. That's going to do it for our coverage of this match. When we come back, championship heads your way right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
For the barn wedding of your dreams, you need to experience our country estate, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. Schedule your tour today at thewillowcreekbarn.com. Voted the NOC Best of Weddings for 3 years straight.
At Day and Gannett Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you are part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Day and Gannett Funeral Home, putting family first.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable! Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Frankfurt Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845.
At Tornado Roofing, we provide a complete range of services defined by quality, innovation, and expertise. We offer free estimates, have financing available, and handle insurance claims. Tornado Roofing is more than a name. It's a family-owned and operated business known for its committed customer service and expectation of going beyond our clients' needs. Our work is backed by a customer satisfaction guarantee to provide you with peace of mind. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com or call 670-6440. At Tornado Roofing, we believe in putting a strong roof over your head.
For the barn wedding of your dreams, you need to experience our country estate, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. Schedule your tour today at thewillowcreekbarn.com. Voted the Knot Best of Weddings for 3 years straight.
Rondell Sims is a successful entrepreneur and beloved grandpa, in part because he's responsive and attentive. That also just happens to be what he looks for in a financial partner. And when it comes to his bank, Rondell is a farmer.
Welcome to the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. From the moment you arrive on the property, you'll notice every detail is finely crafted to provide you with the dream wedding you've always dreamt about. From carriage and trolley rides to breathtaking aerial views via our hot air balloon, the Willow Creek Barn offers unforgettable moments that will last you a lifetime. For more information about our packages and availability, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics, Katie's favorite customers are the ones pursuing modest goals. We're proud to provide her with that same kind of personal support and individual attention to her finances, which is why, when it comes to her banking, Katie is a farmer. The Farmers Bank. Let's grow.
Frankfurt Eagles 976. Serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfurt Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfurt Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfurt, Indiana.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845. At Day and Genda Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Day and Genda Funeral Home, putting family first.
Rondell Sims is a successful entrepreneur and beloved grandpa, in part because he's responsive and attentive. That also just happens to be what he looks for in a financial partner. And when it comes to his bank, Rondell is
Tonight's game is presented to you in parts by the Frankfurt Eagles, Post 976. They are people helping people. By Day and Genda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By the healthy communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice.
By FiberHawk. Fast, affordable FiberHawk.
By the Farmers Bank, where you don't have to be a farmer to be a farmer. Let's grow. By the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. And by Tornado Roofing, specializing in residential and commercial roofing and repair.
Welcome back to Case Arena, one final time here today on the ISC Sports Network. It is the championship round now of the Clinton County Alumni game. Frankfurt versus Clinton Prairie. And these two teams, Laura, this might be a really good one.
It might. I think Frankfurt has probably the better offense, but Prairie has the better defense, so I think it's going to be one of those battles.
Little back and forth action. We saw Frankfurt really kind of overmatched for Clinton Central in game number one of the alumni tournament. They were able to take both of those games pretty convincingly, 25-7, 25-15. Clinton Prairie and Rossville was much more competitive early. However, they were able to pull away towards the end of those affairs as well and go on large runs. They won 25-17, 25-14. Over in the auxiliary gym now, Rossville and Clinton Central will play each other for third and fourth place. But championship game right here live on ISC, cooperation with Hot Dog TV. Again, special thanks to all the students working behind the scenes today, to Richard Salit, new athletic director Jeff Irwin, and everyone behind the scenes, including Kathy Martin and others who, Kia Rushton, I know that helped organize this event. Reach out to the alumni and get everybody here today. Little rock, paper, scissors action maybe for who's serving first. Is that what we just did there?
We did, and scissors wins, so Clinton Prairie gets the serve. Kathy Martin will start serving out for the Gophers. She did point out to us that she was not supposed to be playing today, so I think they did not have a setter, so she is playing whether she wanted to or not.
And the first serve into the net there. Well, now we saw her in between working that shoulder a little bit. You said she's been hampered by a shoulder injury for a few years now.
Yeah, years, and we tape it every single day so she can go and practice. So I'm sure it's taped today, but I'm sure she really wasn't ready to play at this level and for 2 straight matches.
Going back across, and it'll be wide of the court, so 1-1. Early tie here from Case Arena. I love all the updates and the freshness here in this facility. They got a new floor. A year or two ago, the paint's all fresh and new.
Yeah, Case Arena is amazing. It's a great venue for all sports that are indoors. I love it. It's very hard for in volleyball when you aren't used to an arena. So the ceiling depth throws you off a little bit. It takes you a few times to get situated. We notice a lot when we're commentating the games. The hitting is different, right?
Yeah.
And the sets seem to be going a mile in the air because it just throws off your depth perception. But they quickly adjust. I remember even when I played for Clinton Prairie, we back then had the main gym, which had the shortest ceiling probably in all high school gyms. And then you'd come to Case, which was huge. And that difference in that change in depth perception was very, very hard to get used to at first.
3-2 early lead here for the Gophers. It'll be Hannah Castillo back to serve. ...2009 grad from Clinton Prairie, a massage therapist now. White hits that one back. Macy Matthews there. Timmons on the set.
Nice hit by Mulvaney.
Mulvaney drives it home. I want to thank all who've tuned in today to watch the Alumni tournament here with us on ISC. Nice hit there. Roberts couldn't keep it alive.
Mulvaney's really done a nice job at the net today. She's been very active, hands on some blocks, hitting well, playing great defense off the ball. She's been a game changer for the Gophers, I feel.
Yeah, Jade, another one of those. She was a standout in her time at Clinton Prairie and then went on to play collegiately. Had a nice college volleyball career.
I feel like she hasn't missed a beat here.
Castillo, that one a little long. And the fun part about Case Arena is once it leaves the arena, it's open all the way around, and it's kind of unlevel flooring, so that thing may roll a mile. It looks like they tracked it down pretty quickly.
Thank goodness for the young line judge, right?
That was Timmons on the serve. Coach Martin unable to pass that one back to a teammate.
That was a tough one. A little bullet of a pass. Those are rough.
You know, the one thing I will say is, as bad as Kathy's shoulder may hurt at the end of this one, I think her stomach's going to be as bad because she has laughed all day long.
She has
been in a belly roll laugh all day long.
She's either coached them or coached against or played with most of the people on the floor on one side or the other of the net. So that is a good time.
Hot Dogs with a free ball opportunity.
When we did the Hall of Fame induction at Clinton Prairie last year, the year before, it was just so fun to see all those players that you played with, the players you coached, and, just see where they are in life again. You make strong connections with those people that you spend more time with than your family during those seasons, you know.
I love the Hall of Fame recognition that the schools are starting to do now. They've made it more of a focus. I know, especially here at Frankfort, you know, within the last 5 or 10 years it's kind of been implemented, and they've gone back and they've had to kind of go through the history books, right, and find the who's who, and well-deserved honors for sure. And I know someone that was inducted in this year was one of my favorite teachers back in high school, Mrs. Janet Priest, and she has given so much to the musical community, both in Clinton and Tippecanoe County, and she was just awesome. So I'm glad to see her get into the Frankfort Hall of Fame.
Oops, somebody took that net down. We don't have anybody confessing, and it's a no call.
Martin sets lane.
Nice block by Nance.
Nance making her presence felt.
Oh, that's tight.
Mulvaney unable to get to that one. Back and forth seesaw battle. Exactly what we thought we might get here.
Nice hit by Castillo.
Timmons couldn't dink that one across. Point goes back to the Gophers.
I think they feel that presence of Melissa Nance in that front row. They know she's tall. They know she can block. I see the hitters changing the way that they were hitting from game one against Clinton Central.
Emily Shire with a nice swing. Tanya Olivas comes back in for Frankfort, and now Chloe Roberts back to serve. Olivas puts a pretty good charge into that one. Martin able to handle it. Gophers back on the attack, but Castillo into the net.
Not seeing a lot hit the ground on the Gopher side. Their defense is pretty sound. Some hitting errors are keeping Frankfort in the game, but the defense for the Gophers is very good.
Kylie Mash was ready to light that ball up and just misswung there.
Once again, that's that timing thing. You know, you're not used to this setter. You've never hit off of her before. And people don't realize, like, it's not just where the set is or how high it is. Different setters have speed, different speed of how the ball comes out of their hands.
Mash, that one not tipped, a little long. Frankfort now opening their largest lead. 11-8. We were talking earlier at the end of the previous game with Clinton Prairie and Rossville about Frankfort and them opening up their doors to all high school students and saying, you get in free to athletic events, we want to make this an event, we want to make this fun. And I was reminded that Clinton Central did something similar through the help of a sponsor. So they had a sponsor step in and pay for all student passes basically for the whole school year.
I love it. I wish all schools could do that.
Not sure which player got it, but Martin and Lane both there, and it ends up in a point. I think
it was outside the antenna, but it was a nice effort.
So Frankfort ends up with the point instead.
That would have been a heck of an angle. Nice dig.
Perry.
Nice
blocked
block.
At the lane by Lane, or blocked at the net by Lane. Martin trying to go get that one down on the floor. Yeah, Coach Martin going with no knee pads today either. I don't think she was ready to play. I would doubt that her shoulders even taped, to be honest.
It better be.
Good pass.
I don't know. Knee pads are kind of a thing you don't play with after high school. Here's the truth. You don't want to get on the floor because you're old. You don't want to get on the floor and need knee pads, so you just don't wear them.
Well, I don't think her competitive spirit's going to allow her to not get on the floor because we've seen it a few times today.
Nice hit by Tabby Malberg.
She'll earn the serve now for the Gophers. Trailing by 5 here in game number 1.
Nice dig.
Nice job, Macy, for getting that one out of the net. And the Mash couldn't quite get that one over the net. Another point for the Hot Dogs. Frankfort continues to build on this lead, 15-9 now.
Yeah, and it's pretty much been essentially all Clinton Prairie hitting errors, every single point. They've passed well, they've played great defense, but they just have not done a good job with their hitting percentage.
Timmons able to take advantage of that overpass. Lead now out to 7. Matthews on the serve. Another one of those hitting errors from the Gophers.
Might see a little fatigue be setting in here too.
You know, another thing I think they should do for the alumni games? Lower the net by a foot.
That would make it fun. It's interesting, though. Most people, most adults who play in leagues are playing co-ed, so they're used to actually the net being higher than this.
That was a great save from the Gophers and Mulvaney. But Frankfort able on the return to earn a point.
Frankfort stretched that lead to 9 points.
Doubled up the Gophers now here in game number 1. As we say that, we get a service error, gives the Gophers a point. That'll send Melissa Nance Chambers to the service line. Nice job finding an opening on the floor by Olivas. Substitution takes place as Perry comes out.
Nice spot. Oh, just wide. It was a good thought, though.
And I believe that this is Emily Michael, process of elimination with our roster, back at the service line here for Frankfort.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Getting a slight curveball they threw the broadcasters this year. Is no numbers on the jerseys. I think it threw a curveball at Kathy, too.
Guess a player. That's what this is. We're playing a game here. And we have a lot of sisters who look alike, so they've made it extra tough for us.
But thankfully, you and I have called enough volleyball games. You have coached in this area long enough that we've been able to
we know them pretty
figure
well.
It out.
Yeah.
Emily Michael, a 2019 grad, registered nurse at IU Frankfort Emergency Department. Nice hammer at home there. Hannah Castillo. She's had some impressive hits today.
Yes, she has. She's, and she's not super tall, never was, but just super athletic and very competitive. One of those players I coached that she hated to lose probably as much as anybody I've ever coached.
That little dink over the net there, over the defenders. Once again, just smart play. Now 23-11, 2 points away from taking this game number 1. You said you thought Frankfort had the better offense, and we've seen that so far here in this one.
And we've seen that Prairie has the better defense, honestly. The thing is their hitting, they've just had so many hitting errors, they haven't even tested the Frankfort defense.
Game point. Can the Hot Dogs pull it off? Will the Gophers fight to keep this one going?
Nice rally here.
So far today, the team who's taken game one has been the team who has also taken game two. And right now, that's the Frankfort Hot Dogs. They take this one 25-11. Get a 1-0 lead. We'll step aside. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, what could be a final right here at Case Arena? You're watching the Clinton County Alumni Volleyball game.
At Tornado Roofing, we provide a complete range of services defined by quality, innovation, and expertise. We offer free estimates, have financing available, and handle insurance claims. Tornado Roofing is more than a name. It's a family-owned and operated business known for its committed customer service and expectation of going beyond our clients' needs. Our work is backed by a customer satisfaction guarantee to provide you with peace of mind. For more information, visit tornadoroof.com or call 670-6440. At Tornado Roofing, we believe in putting a strong roof over your head.
Welcome to the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. From the moment you arrive on the property, you'll notice every detail is finely crafted to provide you with the dream wedding you've always dreamt about. From carriage and trolley rides to breathtaking aerial views via our hot air balloon, the Willow Creek Barn offers unforgettable moments that will last you a lifetime. For more information about our packages and availability, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics, Katie's favorite customers are the ones pursuing modest goals. We're proud to provide her with that same kind of personal support and individual attention to her finances, which is why, when it comes to her banking, Katie is a farmer. The Farmers Bank. Let's grow.
Game number one went to the Hot Dogs, 25-11. They beat the Clinton Prairie Gophers. Now a very important game number two here if the Gophers want to keep their hopes alive of winning their second Clinton County Alumni Championship.
I think it basically for the Gophers comes down to hitting errors. If they can decrease the hitting errors, keep the ball alive, their defense is fantastic. If they can just cut down on those hitting errors, quit shooting themselves in the foot, they could definitely take Frankfort to the end here.
I will say, as much fun as they've had, I did look down between games there, and Coach Martin had them in a huddle, and she was coaching, and I saw a lot of hot heads nodding yes. So I think they were diagnosing maybe some things that went wrong there in that first game and hoping to build on that.
Yeah, and when you coach, even when you play, it's hard to take the coach out of you, right?
Right.
You're analyzing everything all the time, and that's obviously what Coach Martin is doing.
Miss hit there from Mash, a little soft on the serve.
That was a nice aggressive serve. Had it been over, probably would have been an ace. Just need a little more on it.
Timmons. Left-handed serve, a little spinner there.
Nice hit by Mulvaney. I would say Prairie does struggle when they don't have Mulvaney actually on the front row. She's a good person to have on that pin, somebody you can go to, somebody who's really athletic and get to balls that maybe aren't perfectly set, but they could keep them alive.
The ace there is Timmons earning back-to-back points here for Frankfort. We'll try to get you an update on the scoring from the auxiliary gymnasium as well. Let you know what's going on over there between Clinton Central and Rossville. Coach Martin hitting the deck once again.
She's like, I got that up and you hit it in the net? No way. Funny story about Coach Martin is I got her her freshman year, and she had never been a setter before. And she had terrible, ugly hands and was really not a good setter. But she had court awareness. She was a great leader, and I had nobody else. And I pulled her aside, and I said, hey, you're going to be my setter. She said, have you seen me set? I said, I have. We can teach you to set. I can't make people leaders. I can't make people have volleyball IQ. That's, what yours is. And so we're going to teach you how to set. And it was an interesting first year. She and she still does it to this day, because we, until, a couple years ago, still played as adults together. And she does this thing where she sets the ball, and if it's going to be a good set or not because you get sound effects.
Okay.
And so if it's a bad, it's going to be a bad set before you even see it, because you could tell by her, ooh, sorry. And, she's been that way since her freshman year in high school, and it's never stopped.
So what you're telling me is we need to put a wireless mic on her next year, and then we'll just know whether or not they're going to score the point.
She would be a great person to have a wireless mic on.
White on the serve here for the Gophers. They trail by 2. Perry with a nice strong swing. And the overplay, and Matthews makes them pay. The whole Ewing family, usually here. The Ewing-Rushton family is what we should call it now, right? I know at one point in time last year we had Kia's son up here working the broadcast, as he is with us today. We had her husband, police officer. He was off duty over there running line judge. You had Father Brian Buzz Ewing down at the scores table sitting beside his wife, Debbie, who was doing some scoring stuff.
She keeps them busy, right?
They just put the whole family to work.
That's right. She is not the only person working. She is bringing the whole family.
Kia's coaching. She's got her sister out there playing today. It's funny, I was having dinner at a restaurant here on Friday night in Frankfort, and I saw Coach Rushton walk in, and I said, Kia, we going to get to see you play on Sunday? And she said, not a chance. I said, you're listed on the active roster. She said, no, that's a misprint.
And then the opposite with Kathy, right, who said she is not playing, but she is. And Kia is a great player, too. I'd love to see her play. People don't realize how physical coaching is in volleyball. Both of those coaches are out there coaching, hitting balls at girls, serving at them. I mean, it is a very physical thing when you're coaching volleyball.
And the ironic thing today is we've seen Kia in a seated position all day. That is not the case when the high school season rolls around.
No, she's a stalker. She stalks that sideline.
As a matter of fact, she'll probably hate that I'm telling this story, but I learned that there were red and yellow cards in volleyball because Coach Rushton she didn't agree with some calls at Clinton Prairie a few years back and was forced to go sit down on the bench and couldn't stand up to coach anymore.
Correct.
She was a little spirited that night.
She might have earned herself a little extra card there that evening. And they aren't greeting cards.
I thought those were only for soccer. I did not realize that you could be penalized that way in volleyball as well.
You can. And see, here's the funny thing is back in the days of Connie Garrett and Linda Barnett, you would have known what those were because they got them all the time.
Yeah, every game.
And that's true. Somebody was in the net, I think.
Yep, girls talking it out there. They're getting a little help. They're making Lily's Rockhold's job easy from the chaired umpire position.
They just call their own.
One point affair. Again, Frankfort took game number 1 if you're just tuning in. If they're able to get to 25 first in this one by 2, that will do it. Frankfort would be your Clinton County Alumni champions once again.
Nice hit by Kylie Mash there. This is about where we were in game 1 when Frankfort ran away with it, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Rossville leading Clinton Central. They're still in game number 1 from our auxiliary gym. 14-7 your score over there. Thank you for that update. I want to thank the crew again. Sometimes when you need answers, you do it the old-fashioned way.
Send somebody on foot.
I was thinking carrier pigeon. You write the little note.
That would be nice.
Tie it to the beak and let them fly over and send it back. And Emily Michael back at the service line here for Frankfurt. That one into the net. So back and forth. Nobody really taking command of this game number 2 just yet.
Notice that Kathy Martin not serving anymore. Makes you wonder what that shoulder's feeling like.
Quick set opportunity there into the net. Brandon puts a good swing into that one. White sends one back across. Matthews gets to it. Now an opportunity here for the Gophers. And with Coach Martin off the floor, the setting duties that time kind of fell on Bella White's shoulders. Mash a little long there. That'll give Frankfurt a 2-point lead, and this is what you said. This is kind of very eerily similar to game number 1.
It is. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Nice up.
Good job hitting the deck from Macy Matthews.
Just showed Bella White's athleticism right there. That very tight set. 2 people already on the floor. She just taps it over into a place where no one's at.
Sometimes you got to follow what Chubbs told Happy Gilmore. Just tap it in, right?
Just tap it
Different
in.
sport, but just give it a little tap, tap, tappy. Kylie Mash now back to the service line. Graduating in December from Purdue, coaching junior high at Clinton Prairie. Giving back to the volleyball after her time as a Gopher.
She is. They're excited to have her coaching at Prairie. That was a nice hit.
Kylie was definitely a fantastic athlete in her playing days. Her jumping ability always stood out to me.
Just a pure athlete. In all honesty, not the greatest form and timing, but so athletic and had such a great hang time on her hitting that she could go early and still smack the ball, So just that pure athleticism out of her.
Know her father Jeremy well. Her uncle Jamie was a fantastic running back in the day for the Gophers. One of her cousins, Greg Mash, CEO and president of the ISC Sports Network, was a fantastic athlete back in the day, played football and played baseball collegiately at St. Joe's.
I think their whole family is just athletic, honestly.
Good point here. Team's kind of battling it out.
Oh, that's funny. Jennifer Brandon, I'll just hit it 3 times. It's fine.
She was showing off the reflexes there anyway. Anna Mulberg Castillo on the serve. Her team trailing by 2.
Brandon with a redemption hit there.
Couple of blockers in position there for the Gophers, but couldn't keep it in play.
Yeah.
Lead back to 3. Emily Shire Cunningham now serving for the Hot Dogs.
Nice hit by Bella.
Right through the fingertips of Cunningham. Bella hammered home the point for the Gophers, and now she'll head to the service line.
See Coach Martin come out. Melissa Nance Chambers back in.
Perry had a good idea, just couldn't keep it in bounds. There was an opening on the floor there in that vicinity. All knotted up at 16.
Nice hit.
Lane sends it across. Come the hot dogs.
I think it's outside the antenna, maybe.
That's what they were asking for. They let him play on, and point goes to the hot dogs anyway. Timmons checks out. That'll bring Olivas back into the game. Martin back on the floor after a brief break. She'll handle those setting duties for the Gophers.
Nice try getting that out of the net. Not an easy thing to do.
Jade Mulvaney at the service line.
Now this is the rotation we saw Prairie struggle and Frankfort score multiple points in a row. Nice block by Melissa Nance.
Nance there, able to clean it up.
There are advantages to being over 6 foot tall.
Sure.
She didn't even look like she had to jump for that.
There's disadvantages too, especially in my household because everyone's 5'2" besides me.
So you get to get everything off the top
Everything
shelf.
off the top shelf goes away. Now, I do have one taller daughter, but she has since moved out. She's getting married this month, as a matter of fact.
Congratulations.
And speaking of, she'll be getting married at a wonderful venue.
I had a kid married at that venue, too. It is a wonderful venue for a wedding.
There you see it on the screen. Attention all engaged couples. Discover why the Willow Creek Barn has been voted the Knott's Best of Weddings for probably 5 years in a row now. Nestled just outside of Frankfort, Indiana, the venue offers stunning indoor and outdoor ceremony options with breathtaking photo opportunities. To start planning your unforgettable day, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
And they have lots of fun stuff. They could do hot air balloons and a mechanical bull and all kinds of really neat fun stuff.
We've got trolleys and horse-drawn carriages and a motorized carriage.
Lots of neat add-ons.
That one just drops in.
Great serve.
It's a crucial point here in game number 2. Frankfort trying to close the door, get out of here with a alumni championship, not have to expend any more energy. I bet you that there are going to be some alumnus sleeping really well tonight.
Yes, or taking a lot of ibuprofen. One of the two, right?
Maybe a mixture of
or
both.
both.
Hot bath, cold bath is probably in the future for quite a few. And some ice, some tape.
I might send a text to several of my friends out here and say, the hot tub is open. Come on over.
I will say this as a husband. Husbands of these players, if you want to earn some brownie points tonight, take on any remaining laundry duties. Make dinner. Do something nice for your lady today. They've been playing really hard out here on the floor.
They have. Let them take a break.
And if you do all those things already, well, then good for you.
And do you need another wife? I don't know.
22-19. As Emily Michael back serving, just 3 points away now from a championship.
Nice pass. Good block.
Yeah.
All right, I have to say, Kathleen Martin looked like a youngster right there. Did you see her jump up, one hand set that out of the net?
I did, but I also saw her crash to the floor and take a minute to get up.
I don't blame her. She deserves it. That was amazing. You can't even see many high school players that can do that.
This has been a great tournament here as the Gophers get that point. Again, 4th year in a row.
Yeah, Coach Martin played at St. Joe, which is the same place that I played volleyball under the same coach. And it was, I missed that St. Joe isn't there anymore. A lot of good kids from this county went up and played sports in that school, so.
That was one of the first colleges that ISC got our foot in the door. We covered quite a few Puma sports.
Kathy and I went to, they still have like a Hall of Fame, and they put Coach Linda Deno in the Hall of Fame. And Kathy and I went up to Fair Oaks for her induction and celebration. It was really nice to see her. She's an amazing woman. Her and her family do a lot of great work in their community up there, a lot of charitable things, and just a great family, great coach. We were both blessed to be coached by her at the collegiate level.
That ball going to take a minute to retrieve as Kylie Mash absolutely opened a can on that one.
Like you said, this could be going around the Case Arena. There it is.
24-21, match point on the line.
No service error here.
Mash gets the floater across. Brandon.
Nice block.
Could not bring it home as Hannah Castillo there. Again, you said it earlier, not the tallest player on the floor, but just sneaky athletic.
Yeah, super athletic, super aggressive. She wants to win probably as much as anybody out there. I can guarantee it.
24-22. Mulvaney.
Nice.
That one was tipped by Michael in the back row.
Prairie just chipping away at that lead. Now 24-23, Hot Dogs lead.
Kia's going to stand up, take a timeout here, and talk it over with her Hot Dog alumni.
I think this is the first time Kia's had to stand up all day, right? Because the Hot Dogs have been pretty dominant. So this is the first time they forced her to get out of her chair. So that's a good sign for the Hot Dogs.
You know, we've talked about Kia over the years, and I feel like she is a very good coach here in the county, and one of those that we've seen her put in some of her best coaching performances in years where it might have been a down year for the program, but man, they played really hard and responded to what she was trying to get them to do.
Yeah, really. I mean, she has had, I believe it was the year before last, you and I talked constantly about how that team really played well beyond expectations. She does a great job of getting the best out of her players.
That one not touched and wide. We are all knotted up at 24. Got to win by 2, I'm sure.
Yeah. The nice thing about Kia is I think she does a good job of getting role players to step up into the role. She has some stars. You know, she has Rockhold. She has Jaden Smith as a setter, but getting those other players that are in roles to step up and do their job is what she's really, really good at.
Mulvaney, dug by Michael. You can hear the crowd getting into this one, too, now that we're all tied up at 24.
It's exciting.
Reset. Here come the Gophers, and it falls in, 25-24.
The net was her friend.
Clinton Prairie trying to do everything they can to force a game number 3. I think much to the chagrin of every player on the floor, even the Gophers. Like, they want to win. But
they want to win, but that means they have to play again. It means another ice pack, right?
I'll say what my old coach growing up always told me. It all stops hurting when the pain goes away.
That's very true. And it doesn't hurt as bad when you win. That's true also.
That one was in. Game winner. Clinton Prairie forces a game number 3. Wow, we got a championship match here. Don't turn that dial just yet. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, the final game from this championship match here from the Clinton County Alumni Tournament.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclincounty.org.
For the barn wedding of your dreams, you need to experience our country estate, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. Schedule your tour today at thewillowcreekbarn.com. Voted the Knot Best of Weddings for 3 years straight.
At Day and Gannett Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Day and Gannett Funeral Home, putting family first.
Championship game of the Clinton County Alumni Tournament, and we are all knotted up at 1 apiece. The Clinton Prairie Gophers, 26-24. With a comeback victory there in game number 2, they force a game number 3. Good battle here for the first point.
Look at the defense from the Hot Dogs. That's amazing.
Block at the net by Perry, and Frankfort earns the first point. Well, partner, I guess it's only fitting. I'm a Frankfort alumnus. You're a Gopher alumnus, and they're playing for a championship here today.
We're even sitting on the right sides of the court. I mean, we've got this all planned out. That was amazing defense by the Frankfort Hot Dogs right there.
It's Chloe Roberts serving for the Hot Dogs. Chloe, a 2020 graduate, she finished her senior year under that COVID year, which was just so weird on so many fronts.
Yeah.
Now a Clinton County dispatcher.
Nice job by Mash to take that over on the second hit.
I would say these two teams look pretty well loosened up at this point. They are getting after each other.
Nice hit by Castilla. She's been really the X factor for Clinton Prairie, I feel like, today.
Yeah, Hannah's played really well. Mash with a low-profile bullet serve that time.
Good decision by Bella to take that over on the second hit. Little miscommunication there. Surprised there hasn't been more, right? Because these girls are not used to playing with each other. They've never practiced together. So the fact that we've had very few of those little miscommunications is amazing.
Yeah, it honestly feels like, especially from Frankfurt's side, that this team's practiced for the last week or two.
Yeah, it looks seamless. They really do. I mean, they're running short sets, crosses. I mean, it's pretty impressive, honestly. Ooh, she did get that one to squeeze over, didn't she?
Martin with the set, goes to White. Tanya running all over the floor. She took the first return there, got the pass to Matthews, and then took the kill opportunity.
Well worth it, obviously. Nice hit by Mulvaney.
Jade earning a point. We're getting an update from the auxiliary gym again, 15-12, Rossville. Leading Clinton Central. That one finds its way inbounds there towards the back row. A nice left-handed swing from Timmons. For some of our teams this year, we'll see some new faces. We talked about Frankfort. They're returning a lot that will come back and be on that same squad.
Yeah, they are returning really the core strength of their lineup. I expect huge things out of the Hot Dogs this year.
Looking ahead to your Gophers, what can you tell me about them in this upcoming season? Because I know, as an example, Abby Swan has graduated, and she was relied on heavily the last couple of years.
I think they're young. I think that she does have some athletic players, but they're going to be young. I think they're probably going to take their licks early. And it'll be interesting to see how those, role players step up. Leadership, I think, could be an issue, like having, when they've had Abby Swan for several years, that very good core leader, that's hard to replace.
I know looking over again at Clinton Central and Coach Simmons and her squad, it feels like they're starting to build some momentum and the program's starting to take shape there. Look for them to have a big season. And then really hats off to Lexi Shriver. I know she got married and her last name changed.
Yeah.
But Lexi kind of stepped in in an interim role out of nowhere, led them to a pretty strong finish, and then came in her first full year last year and led them to sectional championship. So
yeah,
the future looks very bright for Clinton County volleyball. I know the football programs have all been working out, obviously, this fall, ready to get out and hit somebody other than their own teammates in practice.
Yes.
Some scrimmages coming up here pretty soon for the teams.
It'll be interesting to see, several of our football teams struggled last year, but they have a lot of returning players. Clinton Prairie had a pretty good season last year, but they lost a lot of players, so it'll be interesting to see how football shakes out too.
Now for the Hot Dogs, it's brand new coaching staff, brand new philosophies. They've been out there working every day, and thankfully to, Scott Blessing and others who've gone out and kind of chronicled this, we've gotten to see some footage on social media, some hype videos being built, and it gets you excited about the sport and what the kids are out there doing, practicing at night under the lights, having fun. That hit was a little strong.
Yeah, and, they really need that. It's been discouraging year after year for hot dog football. So to see some hype about it, some excitement, I think is a good thing. And, the free tickets for the students, I think, getting students out there on Friday night lights and getting people excited about hot dog football again will be a positive.
You'll be able to see a lot of basically all of the Frankfort home games. I think we may see them on a road a couple of times with our coverage as well. You will see a lot of Clinton Prairie home football games, and then a handful of games from Clinton Central this fall. Rossville obviously does not have a football program, so it will just be volleyball for their coverage.
Nice block by Nance.
Something else that was enacted here last year, it was the inaugural year for IHSAA boys volleyball. So I'm interested to see if the schools in our area start to jump on the.
Yeah, I'd love that. When I coached club, I coached a boys team once, and that was a different experience, but it was really enjoyable. Had a couple of those players go on and play in college. Nice hit by Melissa Nance. Melissa Nance, as you said, the elder statesman out there, tearing them up right now. 3 straight points thanks to Melissa.
She's trying to lead these Gophers to a championship here today. And for Frankfort, they've got to kind of be thinking, what's happened here, right? We had a 23 to 19 or 20. It was somewhere in there. They had a 3-point lead.
Yeah.
And ended up losing that game, and now Clinton Prairie on top of them here.
Yep, on a little roll here, up by 3. And we don't know what rules they're playing here, if they're playing tournament rules or what they're playing. Since this is alumni tourney, they can kind of do what they want. So we don't know if there's a point cap on this third game or not. Because if it was like the last one, which went down to the wire, that could come into effect.
We're also not sure if this is going to be played to 25 or 15.
Yeah.
And we'll find out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Usually a deciding.
Nice up by Mulvaney.
Yeah, I love the effort. Usually in a deciding match, they play it to 15. It's first to 15. Is that correct?
It depends, tournament or not. So, yeah. That was a great rally by both teams. That was fun to watch. Some good defense on both sides of the ball.
Jennifer Brandon comes back in for Frankfurt. This will be Emily Cunningham, excuse me.
Yeah.
Dental assistant at Kinsler Dentistry here in town.
You know, Frankfurt's really played better defense in this match, but they really didn't have to play defense much before, so it's been interesting to see. But they've been really scrappy, not too much hitting the floor.
4-point lead now for the Gophers. Brandon. Mulvaney tried to dig that out, but couldn't keep it in play. That'll stop the run from the Gophers momentarily, and this will send Chloe Roberts back to the service line. She's had a strong day from there. Mash too strong. Back to a 2-point game.
Nice pass to start the offense.
Nice job by Hannah Castillo. And she's come up big in key moments for the Gophers today. You kind of touched on that earlier.
Yes, she has. I'm telling you, it's that competitive spirit of hers. Nice dig by Melissa Nance. The elder statesman on the floor.
And instead of helping her get up, everybody's patting on her as she's trying to get up.
Give her a hard time there. Nothing like hitting a lady when she's down, right?
14-10. Matthews on the tip.
Nice tip.
Now Macy will head to the service line. Frankfurt trying to fight their way back into this one. They trail by 3. Lane will send it across. Now a free opportunity here for the Hot Dogs.
Nice block
by White. And it looks like they're playing to 15. So the Clinton Prairie Gophers, after dropping game number 1, 25-11, they come roaring back. They win 26-24 and 15-11 to claim the Clinton County Tournament Championship. I guess hats off to you, partner. Your alma mater got her done today.
They did. I'm going to have to live with Kathy's ego all week long, but that both teams did a fantastic job.
Again, these teams, we're going to see a lot of their actual regular high school seasons coming up here in just a couple of weeks. Excited for that, Lori. You'll be joining me on a bunch of those broadcasts. But again, recap the day for me today. How fun was this?
Yeah, this was a great time, and it's always nice to see the alumni come out. I think it also builds support for the current season for these teams, gets people interested again in their high school teams, and I think all 4 teams did a great job. I love that they have enough players to come out here and do this, all of them playing at a really, really high level, and when you do that, it's a good time.
We saw great volleyball. For the most part, it looked like we got through injury-free. We'll see how the bumps and bruises fare. No final score over there from the auxiliary gym just yet, but your final in this one, again, the Gophers take 2-1. They defeat Frankfurt. They are your 2025 Clinton County Alumni Champions. For everyone behind the scenes here on Hot Dog TV, for Laura Archibald, I'm Sean Walker. We thank you for tuning in. Make sure you head over to iscsportsnetwork.com and check out our full upcoming schedule for games headed your way in just a few weeks. Signing off from Case Arena, you've been watching volleyball here on the ISC Sports Network.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable!
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Frankfurt Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call